Who are you?
I am Ochaco from My Hero Academia, and I will float you and my boyfriend Deku.
Alright!
Hello, what is up toy collectors, jmanimation here, and as you can tell, this review's pretty late. Now it was never the plan, but I've actually considered skipping on this video, partly because of how late I am, but also because I've been really busy with other stuff and it is difficult to keep up with monthly figure releases, so I thought about just not doing it. But then I remembered I do have the exclusive faceplate for Ochaco, which I think would have been a waste if I didn't show it off. So now here she is, looking really great, and I wanted to clear up a big misconception that a lot of people had with this figure. This is the Revoltech Ochaco Uraraka from My Hero Academia, but it is not an amazing Yamaguchi figure. I've noticed a lot of people assume that it is, but it's actually not. The figure is designed to fit with the rest of the Amazing Yamaguchi MHA figures, but if you look at the box, it only says Revoltech. In comparison to, let's say, Dobby's box right here, which clearly says Revoltech Amazing Yamaguchi. So what's the difference? Well, Yamaguchi Katsuhisa, the sculptor behind the Amazing Yamaguchi figures, wasn't really involved in this release. That's why Ochaco doesn't carry the Amazing Yamaguchi branding, even though she's still part of the broader Revoltech line. Yamaguchi figures has a very distinctive style, whereas if you see one, you can immediately tell that, oh, that's an Amazing Yamaguchi figure. But as you can see with Ochaco here, this figure doesn't have any of that stylized Yamaguchi-ness. Honestly, this looks more like a hybrid of Figma and SH Figuarts, and this isn't the first Revoltech figure to exist outside of the Yamaguchi line either. We've already seen plenty before, like the famous Woody Revoltech, those new Danmachi figures that's missing its main character, and even the Mirko and Toga actually. These three figures were all sculpted by the same artist known as Mauji, who from what I know has also done some figures for both Figma and SHF. He's also currently working on a Froppy and Invisible Girl, which looks cool. I hope they get officially made, but as far as I can tell, those two weren't really licensed yet by Kyoto, so it's unclear if we'll ever actually get them released under the Revoltech line. Oh, and did I mention that the SH Figuarts Deku was also sculpted by Mauji? I'm not joking. Yes, these two figures right here are designed by the same dude as well, despite being an SH Figuarts and the other being a Revoltech. It's probably why this Deku have such a great ab crunch, because the guy had prior experience working with Revoltech. It's all coming together. He's also the guy behind the new Figma Okaran, so I have high hopes for that figure. Anyways, focusing back on the figure at hand, I do want to appreciate the overall look of this figure. They've nailed Ochaco's face so perfectly, which did surprise me when I first saw the prototypes, because you know, back then I wasn't aware that she was made by a different sculptor, so I was so shocked at how accurate she looks, because I was worried that Yamaguchi was gonna give her that Barbie looking faces that they do with their other female figures. No hate to Mr. Yamaguchi. The colors on her costume is really good too. The pinks are much brighter on this one compared to the Figma, which I think is fine. Not sure if it's because of old age, because the pinks on my Figma looks faded now. However, one thing I did notice as well is that the Revoltech gave her blue colors on her black parts, which is accurate to the source material. Uraraka's costume does have a slight tint of blue on her, and both Figma and SHF gave her a pure black suit, which is okay, but I do like the fact that Revoltech gave her the more accurate colors, so that's cool. Alright, so now taking a look at Ravity's accessories, there are less accessories here compared to the other releases, but still, I do think that she comes with a good amount compared to Eren. Since I did got the Kyoto exclusive, as I said earlier, I do get a total of 8 faceplates. If you're getting the regular version, then just minus the puking face. Now compared to Eren, this isn't a face that you really have to get, which is good. This is how exclusive bonuses should be. That's why it's called bonus. It's supposed to be an accessory that is nice to have, but you don't necessarily have to feel bad if you don't get it. But since I am a big fan of Ochaco, like I really like her, she's one of my favorites in My Hero. She's actually my main in Ultra Rumble. So that's why I didn't want to pass on this, because I like Ochaco so much, so I just gotta have it. I got mine from Hobby Genki, and unfortunately she is sold out now because the figure is released months ago, but you can still get the standard version from Hobbylink Japan, which I do have links down below in the description, check that out. The rest of her faces are pretty much what you would expect to see from this character. You have the happy faces, looking to the side faces, a serious face, which is a nice touch, and then we get this angry screaming face, which I'm not really a big fan of. Out of all the faces that she has, this is probably the worst looking one. I mean, yeah, you can see the intensity of how angry she is, but it just looks weird to me. Actually, I think this might be inspired from season 6 when she was talking to Toga, but I don't know, man, I don't like it. Then we also have an alternate front hairpiece where she isn't wearing her headgear, and I think it looks nice, although for some reason I think her hair ended up looking smaller for some reason. I'm not sure if it's because she's sharing the same headpiece when wearing her headgear and when not wearing it. Like, it looks perfect with the headgear, but then looking at her like this, something just looks off about it. Maybe it's just me, but I do prefer her wearing the headgear anyways, so I'm mostly gonna have her with it. Next, Ochaco comes with 3 pairs of hands and 1 thumbs up hand. They could have included 2 of these, to be honest, since there is a whole lot more space over here, but we didn't. We got a pair of fist hands, a pair of widespread open hands, and 2 differently unique hands for her martial arts pose. Next, we have her 0 satellites effect parts, which includes 8 pairs of tubes and 4 rock effects. It looks cool on her, but I wish they included more rocks to attach to, because we literally have 8 of these wire thingies, and then we only get 4 rocks, so the rest of these are just spares? Would have also been nice to have some more rock variations, like, I don't know, some broken debris or something that she uses to hit enemies with. A float onomatopoeia effect would have also been nice too, since Deku, Todoroki, Bakugo all did came with at least 2. Now this is just my guess, but she might be missing the onomatopoeia effects because this figure is technically not under Yamaguchi's design. That said though, even without the stylized joints that Yamaguchi's have, this figure can still pose very well. As you can see, her ab crunch is actually pretty good, her legs can move well, she's got thigh swivel, her feet are probably the most interesting part since the Figma version didn't even have any foot articulation at all, but the Revoltech managed to give us a toe bend and a swivel, which is very good for her ankle. Although the heels on the back aren't really going to match where you move her toes, but personally it doesn't bother me at all since it's in the back, so like, who cares? The only bad thing that I will say is that when you move her head upwards, it is going to reveal this gap on her neck. Now you're not really gonna see it if you're looking from this angle, but for front views, what I do is just move her neck down a bit, and there you go. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna be displaying her at this angle looking all the way up. So it goes without saying that this figure is a great release, but probably not the best in my opinion. I still think Endeavor is the best figure in the line. I was just really satisfied with the amount of accessories and articulation I got with that figure. Kirishima is up there too. I don't know, I suppose I just gotten so used to what Yamaguchi figures had to offer that it basically set the standards for me when getting a Revoltech figure. But again, this was designed by a different sculptor, so aesthetics and feel of this figure is very different. I did have this figure since it came out and I haven't had any loose joints so far. Her toe swivel did feel a little squeaky at first, but after moving it around a couple times, it made this snap sound effect, and at first I thought it broke, but it just made the swivel feel smooth, which, as you can see, moves better now. And the paint. I don't know if this is only on my copy, but the paint on her torso is looking a little faded. It has this black gradient going on, which only means it's lacking in paint. So hopefully it doesn't rub off too easily. So anyways, that's it for the review. I know I've been posting less videos lately except for short form. The channel's been doing great lately with YouTube Shorts, but I do have a lot of pending videos. I will try to get the new Revoltech Himiko Toga. I didn't get to pre-order her, but I will try to get her now because she has just released. I've also got the SHF Todoroki on the way, so I'll be reviewing that too. But until then, thank you all for being patient and for supporting this channel as always. I love you all. Peace out.